personal attack instead of dealing with the actual facts. So, what the United States, we're living really in a dream world in this country. Um, and with all due respect to Donald Trump, he talks about we got the greatest military in the world. Well, really, we don't. We've got we got it. We spend a lot. We got the most expensive damn military in the world. That's for sure. We got sort of we're paying Lamborghini prices to get something that really runs like a Hyundai. You know, I mean, you got you got $100 million airplanes, like F-35. It's just like, good Lord, just one plane. I mean, when you when you look at the money that has continued to be spent in the Pentagon, and so originally it was, oh, we had to build up our defense budget to stop the Soviet Union. Okay, Soviet Union goes away. Oh, we got a terrorism. We got to build up to stop those terrorists. How'd that work out in Iraq and Afghanistan? Oh, yeah, the ragheads kicked our ass. So let's wake up. We're spending an enormous amount of money while our cities are literally decaying in front of our eyes. We got children who are not being educated, and we got a problem with drug abuse, and it's literally it's killing more. We lose more people in 1 year than died in both the Afghanistan and Iraq on the U.S. side in 20 years of war. And it's like, oh well, we don't care. And that's where this goes back to your question about how can the media ignore this other national security threat? Well, they ignore all the real threats that is in the process of destroying America. And so this is just one more example of their willful blindness and deliberate attempt to pull the wool over the eyes of the American people.
And I often ask the question on multiple shows. Matter of fact, pretty much on all my shows, America often talks about national security.
Right.
With growing unemployment, explosion in homelessness, there's an epidemic of hunger. The inner cities are being flooded with guns, gangs, and violence. There's a deterioration in the moral code of people and the ethics of people. The morale of people within America is in decline. They don't see that as a national security threat because there's an old saying that charity starts at home, then it spreads abroad, and he who defends everything defends nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it's just, it's, let's call it what it is. If this was a bunch of white kids getting killed in Chicago every weekend, then they'd give a shit. Because it's black kids, they don't care. I mean, that's the reality. And, it's just an indictment. I mean, I remember Spike Lee did that movie Chirac, where they were comparing what it was like on the end, being in the hoods in Chicago compared to being in Iraq. And basically, it was safer in Iraq when the combat was going on than to be in Chicago. And it's not isolated to Chicago. We find it in all the major cities, and it's creeping even out into some of the suburbs. So, and the countless lives lost on this is just, I mean, it's enormous. We build monuments for 50,000 guys that got killed in Vietnam, and God bless them for the service. But, we're losing that many every year in the violence in the streets. And nobody's building a monument to that.